So here this video series will have three parts. In the first part, we will journalize these all 5 transactions. In the second part, I'll show you after journalizations how to prepare a suspense account. And in the last part, we will see what was the impact on the gross and net profit for these mistakes. Okay, so great. Before we start, we have taken this question from IGCSE accounting first paper. We will see what is written there first. Asia, a trader, she prepared her trial balance at 31st August 2023. The credit side total 273 more than the debit side. Okay, so Asia placed the difference in a suspense account. Asia later discovered these errors. Okay, so here for the first transaction, a credit purchase $112 from Jacques had been entered twice in the purchases journal. Okay, twice. So mistake. So what was the normal journal for purchase? You know, purchase is an expense, so expense will be debited, yeah, when it is increased. So here purchase is increasing, so purchase will be debited and Jacques account to be credited. Okay, so this is the correct journal, but same journal is written twice in the books of account. Now to rectify, what to do? As purchase is recorded for twice, so purchase had been increased, yeah, expense had been increased. Now we need to decrease the expense, yeah. So when we decrease the expense, expense will be credited, means purchase will be credited. And at the same time, Jacques had been credited, that means our liability increased. Okay, now we need to decrease the liability. So when we decrease the liability, it will be debited, yeah. So here Jacques is a trade payable or creditor. So now creditor will be decreased, so it will be debited, yeah. So let us write here. On this column we write number and here detail, and here debit dollar amount and here credit dollar amount. Okay, so here number 1 we will write Jacques account to be debited and purchase account to be credited. So here what is the amount? It is $112 on the debit column and same on the credit column. Okay, so first one is done. So our second one is here. The wages account had been overcast by $300. Had been overcast. That means wages are increased. So now to rectify, simple, we need to decrease the wages, right? So as I told you, when expense increase, expense will be debited. When expense decreasing, expense will be credited. So now mistakenly it had been overcast by $300. To rectify now, we need to decrease the expense. You know, wages are expenses, yeah. So now expenses will be decreased. So here decrease in expenses will be credited. So what will be debited? Our debit account will be here, suspense. Okay, so let us write here number 2, suspense account to be debited and wages account to be credited. Okay, what is the amount here? It is $300, yeah. So on the debit column 300 and same on the credit column. Okay, so second one is done. So next one is here number 3. What is written here? Cash receipt $75 from Savanah had only been entered in the cash book. Okay, so you know every transaction has 2 effects, yeah. One will be debited and another one will be credited. So here just we received the cash $75. Okay, we just recorded only in the cash book, but we did not record in the Savanah's account. Okay, so we received from the trade receivable, yeah, the customer, but we did not record any entry here in this customer ledger. Now what to do? So here we have no mistake with the cash book. Cash book is fine. So what is the normal transaction? Cash receipt means cash account to be debited, and the customer Savanah account will be credited. Yeah, as we did not write any entry in the Savanah's account and normal account is here credit, so now we need to record it as credit. Okay, so Savanah's account will be here credited and Suspense account will be here debited. Okay, so Suspense account why debited? Because cash supposed to be debited, cash is already debited, there is no mistake with the debit account. So now we include here Suspense to rectify this error. Okay, so let us write here number 3, Suspense account to be debited and Savanah's account to be credited. Okay, so what was the amount here? It is $75 on the debit side and same on the credit side. Okay, great, our third one is done. Now number 4. So what is number 4? The total of the sales returns journal for August 2023 of $198, okay, had been credited to the both sales returns account and the purchases returns account. So here it is sales returns journal. Okay, so what is the normal journal, means correct journal, what was supposed to be? So here sales returns supposed to be debited. Yeah, it is a normal debit account. Okay, so here to rectify now sales returns will be debited. Okay, and mistakenly purchase returns also credited. So now to rectify purchase returns will be also debited. Okay, so both the accounts will be now debited, sales returns and purchase returns. Now what will be the credit account? Simple, it is a Suspense account. Yeah, okay, so let us write here number 4, sales returns account to be debited. Okay, and then purchases returns account to be debited, and here Suspense account will be credited. Okay, so what is the amount, what amount we will write? So here on the debit side we will write 198 for sales return, same amount for purchase returns, and we will double this one to write on the credit side for Suspense account. Okay, now question is what is the amount, which amount we will write here? You know, it is a error of complete reversal. Yeah, when we write debit account on the credit side, credit account on the debit side, it is called as error of complete reversal. Okay, in this case how to write the amount correctly? I told you when you see this type of error you will just double the amount. Okay, so here it is an error of complete reversal. It should be debited but mistakenly it had been credited. Yeah, so when we see debit account had been credited mistakenly, you will double the amount. Okay, it is an error of complete reversal. Okay, so here amount is 198, we will double this amount, it will be 198 plus 198, so we will write here $396. Okay, and purchase is not supposed to be here but mistakenly purchase had been also credited. Okay, so purchase will be the same amount, $198. Okay, now we will add these two amounts and we will write on the credit side. Okay, the Suspense amount. So here it is $594. Okay, so what is written here? A payment of Sophie $93 had been recorded as $39 in the Sophie's account. Okay, so 93 has been recorded as 39. Okay, so this type of mistake also happens in the business. Here the correct amount will be 93. Yeah, so payment to Sophie, Sophie is a supplier, we pay to Sophie. Okay, So here what will be the correct journal? Sophie's account to be debited and cash or bank account to be credited. Yeah. So here we will write 93 on the Sophie's account, but we wrote mistakenly $39. Okay. So that means we paid Sophie less. We are supposed to pay 93, but we paid 39. So now how much we paid less? So if we subtract, we see $54. Okay. So we need to now pay $54 to Sophie. Okay. And this will rectify the mistake. Okay. So what is the journal now? Here we will write Sophie's account to be debited and Suspense account will be credited. Okay, why Sophie's account debited? Because we will pay Sophie. Okay, Sophie will be here receiver. You know, receiver account is always debit account. Okay, receiver will be always debited. It is a personal account. What is the rules for personal account? The receiver will be debited and the giver will be credited. Yeah. Okay, so let us write here number 5. Sophie's account will be debited and the Suspense account will be credited. Okay, so we will write 54. So on the debit side $54 and on the credit side $54. Okay, so we completed rectifying all these 5 errors. In our next tutorial you will see how to prepare a Suspense account. Okay, this will be very important because here we see a lot of mistakes, and on the question we have a difference amount. Okay, difference on the debit and credit side of the trial balance given on the question.